All right, here we go. Here we go. Look, we've been waiting for this one for, I'll say, the best part of 12 to 18 months. It's been on, off, on, off. It certainly is on. We are obviously talking about the undisputed heavyweight title fight, May 18th, between Tyson Fury, the WBC lineal heavyweight champion, and Oleksandr Usyk, the unified heavyweight champion, former undisputed champion at cruiserweight. This is exactly what the sport of boxing needs. I've always said this, like when the heavyweight division is good, boxing is good. The heavyweight division right now is good. And as a result, I think we've seen that boxing is very, very good as well. Let's hear from Tyson Fury's long-term promoter, Mr. Frank Warren, who spoke with Gareth Davies and spoke about not just what this fight means to Tyson Fury, but what happens if Tyson Fury wins the fight.
He's already beat the best heavyweight his generation in Klitschko,
Mm,
in basically in his backyard.
mm.
He then went to the States and the three fights against Wilder, against who at that time, up to the first fight, had never, or second fight, I should say, had never been defeated, was a world champion for 6 years, and statistically was the hardest punching heavyweight out there. He beat him. And I think that makes him the best heavyweight of his generation. By beating Usyk, who a lot of people fancy, by the way, as you mentioned, it's a lot of people, including yourself, you think it could be a draw. A
I
lot of
just
people
think
think
it'll
he's
be
got a great.
controversial and cagey, Frank. That's
Yeah,
the way I
well,
see it.
well,
I may be
I'm
proved completely
I'm
wrong.
not. I don't mean it as a criticism. I'm just saying that there is a division and
Mm,
how people think
mm,
the fight would
mm,
end.
mm.
But by beating him, there's no doubt about it. Then that he is the best heavyweight of his generation, and he goes up there with all the greats. And you remember Usyk, we keep talking about the AJ fight. We want to see it. He's beaten AJ on 2 occasions. He's beaten him twice. So he's fighting the guy who's beaten AJ twice.
Look, obviously Frank understands the magnitude of the fight, and he's correct, right? I mean, if Tyson Fury does become undisputed heavyweight champion, that's it. His name is up there with some of the greatest heavyweights we've ever seen. Some might say it's already there, but this cements it. You're the best heavyweight of this generation, so by default, you're one of the best heavyweights of all time.
Yeah, absolutely. And what Frank said there, which I think is poignant. Obviously, I've had many chats with Frank about this fight. I mean, as you know, I'm on record, and I will stay on record as saying um, I think it's going to be a controversial draw, which is a weird pick, I know, but I just feel that these two guys may nullify each other,
Mm.
Addy, and to pick over the bones of this, as we will be doing for the next 12 days, will be fantastic, phenomenal, delving into the past. As I said, I'm speaking to both Evander Holyfield and Lennox Lewis later today, and I want their views on this, which is this. Does it need to be, as Frank Warren said, vintage Tyson Fury in order for him to defeat Oleksandr Usyk? I think it does. And he's had a habit of pulling out that cloak of invincibility when he's needed to. He looks in great shape. I speak to his team on a regular basis, speak to his manager, speak to his father, speak to Frank Warren. They all say he's really ready for this. Is the cut on his eye going to be an effect? Will the extra training camps that Oleksandr Usyk's had to go through have an effect on him? Twice this has been delayed, even in the last 6 months, remember?
Mm.
So all I want now at this stage, and all millions of us want now, is for those two men to step into the ring and the referee give them their final instructions.
Yeah.
Because it would be catastrophic if it didn't happen right now, in my view, because the
Oh,
next 12 days are going to be massively focused into it happening.
no, you're spot on. I mean, I just want them both wrapped in cotton wool.
Yeah.
Obviously, I fully understand that they've got to still do, a couple of sparring sessions. Cancel them all, please.
Yeah.
I don't like nothing else, nothing more, please. I'm desperate to see this. And I think, look, again, I've said on this pod quite a lot that boxing is in an amazing space right now, and it is. But if this fight weren't to happen, it kind of ruins everything that we've built in the last 6 months, and everything that His Excellency Turkey Al Sheikh's built in the last 6 months. Because this is it. This is what we've been building for. The undisputed heavyweight title fight. These are the best two. This is who is the baddest man on the planet. This is everything. And if it weren't to happen, oh my God. I'd be
It's
devastated.
unthinkable, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
unthinkable.
honestly, it really
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
because I mean, His Excellency done so well in sort of making sure that it was put on straight away when he did that press conference, if you like, with Ariel Helwani, where he got
Yeah.
everyone on Zoom.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, look, it's happened. We move on. This is the new date. If it weren't to happen again, and I think it will, I'm sure everything's going to be fine. But I'm like you. I just want to get them in the ring. First bell, referee moves out the way, and these two geniuses come together in the ring. I don't want no issues whatsoever.
And you can also see that His Excellency is getting very excited, because I think he put out I think in an interview with ESPN that yes, they're going to have the second fight in November. He gave a date for it. I don't have it in front of me right now. And yes, we're having the winner versus Anthony Joshua. And if it's Fury, it'd be Joshua March 25th or something next year, March 25. We're already saying, yes, we're planning. Becoming a promoter, becoming more of a promoter and not just a facilitator. For me, and I'm really enjoying the experts at the moment as well, the boxers. I mean, we're all supposedly experts, but enjoying different voices on the fight. The Ben Davison comments about Usyk. Duke McKenzie, who's been on with me recently on Saturday night's Fight Night talkSPORT. Duke, a legend of British boxing, should be in the International Boxing Hall of Fame, by the way. 14 world title fights, world champion in 3 weight divisions, an absolute British legend, British Caribbean legend, that man. Known him a very, very long time. Was the first guy that did fight night shows on talkSPORT with me a decade ago. He is saying that Usyk will outbox Fury, and I'm fascinated by that. Ben Davison saying, no, Usyk doesn't pedal backwards. He's quite an aggressive fighter with his footwork. Tony Bellew, your mate Tony Bellew, talking about him, about the way that Usyk keeps you busy and keeps your concentration level so high. He's exhausting, and he's tricking you a lot. And he's got those dancing Cossack feet and those kind of that nightclub fun party dancing style as well. You know, I want to do it now. I'm doing it now. He's an extraordinary character. And then Frank's noble art, the Frank Gilfeather saying Fury's 1-2 grab, but 1-2 grab might work against Usyk, by the way, putting all his weight on him. I just see those two men standing off, as I say, nullifying each other, and it being very, very cagey, hard to score. And I don't see either man knocking the other one out. And I see when they make attacks, I see the other one blocking them, or I don't know. How do you see it? How do you see the action itself?
Gareth, honestly, I wish, and I'd love to sort of go into this speech of how I think this plays out. I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think both men are geniuses. I think Tyson Fury has been through a lot physically. He looks in way better shape, but Oleksandr Usyk looks in fascinating shape as well. And this is what I love, the fact I have no idea how it plays out, because I almost shouldn't know, because this is genuinely number 1 versus number 2. This is unbeaten versus unbeaten. This is 2 guys that have sort of mastered the art of boxing. Honestly, this is going to be. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, I do. Look, if I'm honest, I would love to see Fury win, because I want to see Fury and Joshua.
AJ, yeah,
I really do, because in some ways, Addy, and you know, not pouring scorn on the undisputed, 7 belts on the line, by the way. Can you name them? Yeah. Can you name them?
Apart from the obvious, is the IBO and
come on, 7 belts on the line. Come on,
WBC, WBA, IBF, WBO, IBO, Ring Magazine, lineal heavyweight title, and Riyadh season title.
There we go. It's 8. Well done. It was 8, not 7.
Okay, wow, that's a lot.
I know, it's quite extraordinary. And
how are they going to wear them all in the ring?
You got Big John there. You got Big Shane. You got Spencer.
You're already predicting Tyson Fury to win him.
I am. I do think Fury's the number 1, and you know, apart from being accused of being a Fury fan, but I think he's the number 1. This is Usyk's opportunity to show he is the number 1, that he belongs in the pantheon of greats, that he belongs alongside the likes of Evander Holyfield, who's the only one really. I know David Haye beat Valuyev to become, I think, was it IBF? WBA. Thank you. I was there. I should remember. The WBA champion in a brilliant performance. But I think, and David Haye was an incredible fighter. But I mean, he needed if he had done for Klitschko, he would belong up with the Evander Holyfields and the Usyks of this world. But when you think that Evander fought 7 times against 3 great giant fighters in his period, twice against Lewis, twice against Mike Tyson, 3 times against Riddick Bowe. I mean, and he was a cruiserweight. Remember, that's like Usyk having a trilogy with Joshua, fighting Wilder, fighting Fury twice, fighting Hrgovic, and he's done Dubois and Chisora already. I mean, it's an extraordinary time. And this is the moment. This is the moment where that avalanche starts down the mountain in this heavyweight division, because from this fight, from the result of these 2 fighting, everything else falls into place. Will Frank Sanchez rise? Will Flip Hrgovic rise? Will Dubois rise again? Will Joshua be the man that actually takes over? We don't know. So, oh man, I'm getting so excited. Cannot wait to be there, my friends.
No, honestly, it's something very, very special. Before we move on, obviously, to our final section, I don't know if you covered this last week. Obviously, I was away last week, but we did get some really sad news
Yes.
from Francis Ngannou about the passing of his son. Obviously, look, prayers and thoughts are with the big man Francis Ngannou, obviously going through a difficult time right now, and hopefully with those prayers, it will obviously be difficult to get over, but hopefully time is a good healer. And our prayers, as I said, go to former UFC heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou.